In a quiet valley, nestled amongst rolling hills and whispering pine forests, lay a village where the rhythm of life was dictated by the sun and the soil. Every morning, before the rooster's final crow, diligent farmers were already toiling in their fields, coaxing life from the earth. Their thatched roof homes, called chogajib, puffed soft smoke into the crisp air, signaling the start of another hard-working day. But amidst this industrious hum, one small home remained stubbornly silent, its windows dark, its fields barren. This, dear friends, was the home of Minjun. While the village bustled with purpose, Minjun often greeted the morning from the comfort of his bed. His dreams far more vibrant than his reality. His wife, Sora, a woman of boundless patience and quiet strength, would already be up tending to their meager garden, her heart heavy with unspoken worries. Minjun's days were a masterpiece of procrastination, his field a testament to his inventive excuses. Sora was a pillar of quiet diligence, her hands calloused from endless work, her spirit unyielding. She cooked, cleaned, and cultivated what little land she could manage, all while Minjun found ingenious ways to avoid honest labor. He would claim a sudden backache, or insist the weather was too windy, or too sunny, or simply not right for farming. The villagers, though kind-hearted, began to eye Minjun's fields with a mix of pity for Sora and exasperation for him. As the vibrant greens of summer slowly surrendered to the muted golds and browns of autumn, a chill wind began to whisper through the valley. Winter, the season of hardship, was fast approaching, and their humble storehouse lay almost empty. Sora's gentle pleas for Minjun to prepare for the cold grew more urgent, her voice laced with a fear she tried desperately to conceal. Even Minjun, in his haze of idleness, couldn't ignore the gnawing emptiness in their larder. One evening, as the first snowflakes danced outside their window, Sora prepared their meager supper. Minjun watched her, a knot of unfamiliar guilt tightening in his chest. He saw the faint purple smudges under her eyes, the weary slump of her shoulders. Something stirred within him, a flicker of responsibility he had long ignored. Perhaps, he thought, even a lazy man could change. He resolved, with a heavy heart, to venture into the treacherous mountains the next day, hoping to find firewood, or perhaps a forgotten patch of wild greens. The mountains, especially in winter, were a realm of ancient spirits and hidden dangers. Villagers rarely ventured deep into their frozen embrace, respecting their wild, untamed nature. But desperation gnawed at Minjun, pushing him onward. The path grew narrower, the trees taller, their bare branches reaching like skeletal fingers towards the gray sky. A profound silence enveloped him, broken only by the crunch of his footsteps on the snow and the distant call of a solitary raven. Deeper and deeper Minjun delved, his initial courage slowly replaced by a growing fatigue. Just as despair threatened to overwhelm him, he stumbled upon a small, secluded clearing bathed in an impossible, soft golden light. There, by a moss-covered rock, sat an old man, his silver hair and beard flowing like spun moonlight, his eyes shimmering with ancient wisdom. He was the very embodiment of the benevolent mountain spirit, Sanshin, though Minjun, in his simple innocence, knew him only as a kind elder. The old man welcomed Minjun with a voice like rustling leaves and flowing water, offering him warmth by a tiny, smokeless fire. Minjun, humbled by the elder's presence, poured out his heart, confessing his idleness, his regret and his desperate hope to provide for Sora. The old man listened patiently, his wise eyes reflecting the tiny flames, understanding the flicker of change within Minjun. He spoke of seeds, not just of plants, but of purpose and diligence. "Young one," the mountain spirit said, his voice soft yet resonant, "your heart holds a new resolve. Take these seeds. They are not ordinary, but they will only blossom for a diligent hand and a hopeful spirit. Plant them with care, nurture them with patience, and they will bring you a harvest beyond imagination. But remember, the true magic lies not in the seeds themselves, but in the effort you put forth." From his simple pouch, he produced 3 shimmering, iridescent seeds, unlike any Minjun had ever seen. Minjun hurried home, the precious seeds tucked carefully in his jayagori. He recounted his encounter to a bewildered Sora, who listened with a mix of disbelief and hopeful skepticism. She had seen Minjun's fleeting resolves before, but this time, something was different. Minjun's eyes held a spark she hadn't seen in years. He explained the spirit's words, the emphasis on diligence. The next morning, before dawn, he was in the field, hoe in hand, digging into the frozen earth with a fervor he'd never known. With aching muscles and renewed purpose, Minjun prepared a small patch of soil near their home. He planted the 3 seeds with utmost care, whispering promises of diligence to the cold earth. Days turned into weeks, the winter winds still biting, but Minjun never faltered. He tended the small patch, protecting it from frost, whispering encouragement. Then, one crisp morning, a tiny, vibrant green sprout pushed through the still frozen ground, shimmering with a delicate, otherworldly glow. The single sprout grew with astonishing speed, defying the harsh winter. Within days, it had become a sturdy vine, its leaves unfurling in shades of emerald and jade, reaching skyward with an almost intelligent grace. 2 more sprouts soon joined it, equally vibrant, equally quick. Minjun and Sora watched in stunned silence, their hearts swelling with a mix of wonder and burgeoning hope. This was no ordinary plant. This was the mountain's magic, a reward for Minjun's newfound resolve. As spring finally arrived, chasing away the last vestiges of winter, the vines began to bear fruit. Not just any fruit, but magnificent. Golden gourds, glistening like polished jewels. They grew larger and larger, radiating warmth and a faint, sweet aroma. Each gourd was perfect, heavy with promise. Minjun, who had diligently watered, pruned, and protected his miraculous plants, now stood before his bounty, his heart overflowing with a happiness he had never truly known. With trembling hands, Minjun and Sora carefully harvested the first ripe gourd. It was heavier than any gourd they had ever felt. Inside, they expected sweet flesh, but instead, with a soft thump, a cascade of glistening gold coins tumbled out, sparkling in the sunlight. Each gourd held the same miraculous treasure. Minjun and Sora were speechless, their wildest dreams surpassed by this incredible, magical harvest. With their newfound wealth, Minjun and Sora transformed their humble life. Their chogachi was repaired, warm clothes bought, and their larder filled to overflowing. But Minjun did not revert to his old ways. The seeds had taught him a profound lesson: the joy of honest labor, the satisfaction of seeing effort bear fruit. He continued to work diligently, not just on his own land, but also helping his neighbors his laughter now echoing freely through the village. The couple, remembering their own days of hardship, shared their abundance generously. They funded repairs for the village bridge, provided food for families in need, and ensured no one went cold during the harsh winter months. MINJUN, once the village's biggest idler, became its most diligent and respected member, a testament to the power of change. The mountain spirit's gift had not just brought them wealth, but had cultivated a spirit of generosity and community. Years passed, and MINJUN and Sora lived a life of contentment and contribution. But MINJUN never forgot the old man in the mountains. One peaceful autumn day, he returned to the secluded clearing, hoping to express his profound gratitude. The golden light was gone, the air crisp and clear, but the moss-covered rock remained. He left a small offering of harvested grain, a silent thanks for the lesson that transformed his life. MINJUN learned that true wealth isn't found in shimmering gold, but in the honest sweat of one's brow, the love of family, and the warmth of community. The magic seeds had not merely given him riches, they had sown the seeds of diligence, kindness, and purpose within his heart, yielding a harvest far more precious than any treasure. And so, MINJUN and Sora continued to live, not as the richest, but as the kindest, most industrious, and most loved couple in the valley. Their story whispered as a gentle reminder to all. And so ends our tale of MINJUN, the lazy farmer, and the magic seeds. It reminds us that even the smallest spark of effort, nurtured with consistency and an open heart, can lead to the most extraordinary transformations. The real magic, after all, often lies within ourselves. If this story touched your heart, please give us a like, share it with someone who might enjoy it, and subscribe to our channel for more enchanting Korean folktales. Until next time, may your days be filled with diligence and joy.